Hi folks, Dom here from Essential RC. I don't do live streams too often, especially on YouTube, but I thought this one was probably warranted because I've taken delivery today of this new FPV aeroplane that just came out 2 weeks ago, and from AtomRC. This is called the Beluga, which is the and I've liked AtomRC stuff, as a number of friends who've been flying FPV, who are very keen on FPV. This is the swordfish that we've been flying, I don't know, the last couple of years, which is fantastically well designed for FPV, can fly long range. And what I mean by FPV, for those who don't know, wearing goggles and seeing what the onboard camera sees. Now in this case, this is really well designed for it, because you can put the camera on top and get this unobstructed view of everything that you're seeing at altitude, and fly around for quite a long time. If you use the right batteries, lithium-ion batteries, you can fly around for about an hour, because it's quite a big battery compartment. So this one, the Beluga, is follow-up to this. It's a little bit bigger, I think. The Beluga is 1,270 millimeters wingspan, but the big difference for me is that it looks more like a scale aeroplane, and it's got flaps and it's got retractable landing gear as well, which this one doesn't. We have to hand launch this one, give it a good chuck like that. Yeah, so that's the swordfish being really successful, and that's why there's been a lot of anticipation about this new Beluga that they've just come out with. And I know there are a small number of people that have had it already. AtomRC didn't actually have it on their website. AliExpress, there was a shop on AliExpress that had it first. So I thought, okay, I'll just order it for the first place that has it. And I don't know, it's really the first time I've used AliExpress. Chinese-based outfit, aren't they? Much like Banggood and these other big online stores. And took 10 days, absolutely no grief, I have to say. And they do have quite a good policy. If you don't get what you ordered within 40 days, you get your money back. And then I do know friends who have had the product delivered after 40 days, and you get to keep it. So anyway, delivery in less than 2 weeks from China, which I think's pretty darn good. So this might take a while, but this is obviously quite a padded box. But I've got to, I'm going to open it now. So I could be embarrassed. I really do hope this is the Beluga, but that's what I was expecting. The tracking actually said that it was going to arrive early next week, but suddenly it arrived today. So really good. Now, while we're doing that, I'm going to use my laptop here so that I can see any chat if anybody's making comments. So Rorito says, hello, cool plane. Well, that's the swordfish. Definitely is. And I'm hoping this one is even cooler, because having a retractable landing gear would be even cooler. Now, I can confirm it is from AtomRC. It is an AtomRC airplane. So that's good. I'm just going to get it out of the box. That's not going to work. We need slicing even more. There we go. It's nice to see that they do actually package it up really, really well. Anyway, how are you doing? It's Friday. It's officially the weekend. So I hope you've got big plans. Heavens. Right. Box in a box. Do that. Chuck that over there. And I didn't drop it on the dog. Here we go. Hey Sandor, how you doing? So which way is up? Well, they don't tell you. Ah, here we go. So there's a picture. So I'm assuming it's that way up. Wouldn't you think? Let's hope. So, now, the other thing to explain is there are different versions that you can order of this. You can order it without retracts, without a flight controller, probably without servos, but I've gone for the Primo version, I think, if I've ordered correctly. So this is the return to home version with landing gear. So it will have the retractable landing gear. And I say return to home version, so it should inside have what we call a flight controller. The flight controller runs iNav. And why would you use a flight controller? Basically, the flight controller is the main brain really, and everything is plugged into that. So you have the servos that control the control surfaces plugged into that, your receiver that is receiving the signal from your transmitter, a GPS unit so that the plane knows where it is. And why does it need to know where it is? One thing, so that it provides telemetry to you in the goggles, so it'll tell you altitude, your speed, your distance from home, and your return vector. You see an arrow that says, if you want to go back home, you need to go that direction, which is very, very handy if you get lost, because everything looks very different when you're up in the sky. And the other thing a flight controller gives you are these autonomous modes for doing things hands off the transmitter. So for example, loiter. If you configure it to loiter, you flick a switch and it will just circle all by itself. It will control the throttle and all the control surfaces, and it will do that for you. Also, it will, if you flick a switch and you've got it configured, it will return to home. It will do that as well. So quite interesting. I've always found that quite an interesting bit of technology. Right, okay. So continuing the unboxing. So this is literally an unboxing. I'm not going to be building this here and now, but loads of this packing material in there, which I'm just going to throw on the floor for the time being. But you can see in here, it's pretty well boxed, solid foam pieces in here to make sure nothing can move around. So it looks like we've got some carbon joiners, carbon rods and things like that. More packing. Right, getting down to they look like, that looks like a vertical stabilizer. That looks like a horizontal stabilizer. So the interesting thing, if I open one of these, you always want to know, how quick is it going to be for me to build this thing? And what I do like already is you can see the servo installed, the linkage onto the control surface, and the push rod is in place. So nothing to do there except plug it into the fuselage. We got the rudder. This is the rudder. So if I do that, you can see that the rudder on the vertical stabilizer, same deal. So there's not very much to do to put this together. What's in here? Just some foam inserts. Don't know what they're for, but we'll find out when I read the instructions. That looks like it's the rear section of the fuselage. So you can see there are pegs here. that we screw the horizontal stabilizers onto with their elevators, and we've got the rudder post there, fit that onto. Quite a sort. Well, the thing is, the quality of this is foam, injection molded foam, and it's pretty tough. I'd say it's EPO, so it's really tough. Sandor is asking, am I building? No, I'm just unboxing, Sandor, because this has literally just arrived. And here's another feature. This is the canopy. The canopy, so this goes over the pilot, but in this case goes over the FPV camera. So what can I notice on this? The main thing I was interested in is how transparent this is. I wouldn't say it's super, maybe it needs a bit of a polish. But what I do like is that it's already got cut ventilation, because I'm going to be putting a video transmitter under here, and it's important that it doesn't overheat. They can overheat quite quickly if they're when you arm the flight controller. It has got it's consuming a lot of power. A lot of them have heat sinks, and sometimes we put a little fan, 12-volt fan on top of them, but they still get quite hot. So that looks good. I'm not sure whether I'll use it. And to me, it has a scratch on one side, which is a bit irritating, but might not end up using that anyway. All right. And further into the box, it looks like I'm going to lift out this whole section. Let me just move these pieces over here, out of the way, and lift out this whole piece. First, nose. Looks like it's attached by magnets. That's nice, because if you do damage the nose, it means you could replace it very easily. Okay, last bit of foam, and we've got the wings. Again, everything is in bubble wrap, which is nice. But again, what I'm looking for is how complete is it? You know, how much assembly am I going to have to do? So, this is the left wing. So, top of the wing. You notice the brushless motor at the front, so we've got to attach the propeller and a spinner onto that, obviously. But what we've got, we've got aileron. This is the aileron on the left wing, and again the servo is in place. It's already hooked up to the control surface. We've got a light, an LED light on the wingtip. That's nice. It's great for visibility if you're flying it from the ground. Then we've got the flap servo. That's already connected up to the flap. And we've got the retract unit, and that's already in place. That's great. And the speed controller for the brushless motor is in there as well. And if you look on the edge of the wing, plugging it into the fuselage, you've got all the electrical wires for all of these things are consolidated into that one connecting plug, two connecting plugs there, which means there's not going to be much wiring to do. Looking good so far. This is the right wing. So my intention is, with a fair wind, I will intend to build this, well, not build, it's not building, let's not joke around. I will assemble it tomorrow. How many dollar this RC airplane, Sandor is asking? Well, it depends on what options you go for. I went for the most expensive, Sandor, and what I will say is that if you want to look at the options, then what you need to do is to click on the link that's in the description in this live feed, and it'll take you a link to the website where you can look to see how much it costs. But I'll be honest, if you're new to flying RC airplanes, this is not the RC airplane that you want to go for first. You need to try a high wing trainer. Right, so the last thing in here, other than a few sticker sheets, and instruction manual, user manual. That is it. It's everything that's in the box. Is the fuselage, or the middle section of the fuselage. So let's have a look at this. There we go. So the wings slide onto either side of this. The nose goes on here. Should go on here. Quite fit like that. And the rear section fits into there like that. So it's actually, it's not, you know, it's not a big model, but it's not small either, I would say. So what is in here? Take out some of the components inside here. Okay, I've got some plastic mounting plates, some servo horns in there. This has got a battery strap, yeah, battery strap and some wood ply plates and some horns. Not too exciting. This is the hatch splice screw. Okay, fine. Then we've got some other cables, don't know what they're for, but they'll be in the instructions. But what I'm very interested in is in here. So the canopy. Now, remember I told you about that. That goes on top. Looks like that's glued on top like that. Although I'm really just, the more I look at it, the more scratched up it looks. It's got loads of scratches. That's terrible. That's the one thing I'm disappointed in so far. Not happy about that. Because the whole point, when you've got a camera underneath that transparent canopy, it needs to be clear. I agree with you, Cliff. It's a bit white, isn't it? It does come with a sticker sheet, but that is it. That is literally all you get. So I don't know. I have painted foam models before. So in here, XT60 for the battery, and you can put some big batteries in here. I think this is a 6S model. So lithium ion will probably be what a lot of people getting this would prefer. 6S 2P, I think 5,000 milliamps. So that sounds heavy, but a lot of people who aren't regulated by visual line of sight will want to fly long distances and will want to put big battery packs in here. What I have seen straight away is the GPS unit. Ryan Chalkley is asking, what RC plane is it? This is the new AtomRC Beluga. Now, there should be a flight controller in here. So let me just take this hatch off. I can get it off. Come on. Yeah. Oh, more wrapped up components. Aha. There you go. So that's the flight controller. So as I was saying earlier, everything gets plugged in the plane, gets plugged into that flight controller, and that flight controller is running iNav firmware, which is what you need to configure with the different modes you want to support. So it's got a gyro as well, and the ability to give you autonomous flight, so loiter, return to home, and it provides all the telemetry back to your goggles, so you know altitude, speed, how far you are from your home location, the direction back to your home location, and things like that. I've used that quite a lot. And so you basically attach your laptop running the iNav configurator that you can download from GitHub, and you connect it via USB-C to that, and then it will come alive, and you can do all the configuration. And maybe I should do some workshops on that. I find it quite easy now. I've been doing it a few years. So I'm really excited about that. That looks, I have to say, it looks good. I agree with Cliff. It's a bit too white and it needs a bit of colour. But I'm thinking not painting. I'm thinking some vinyl would probably be good. Or some masked painting, not painting the whole thing, certainly. But this is the one thing I'm not happy about, and I'll get on to AtomRC about that. But I don't know if you can see that. But can you see the scratches on that? That's not good. I mean, that is actually worse than some of the canopies that I get with just regular models that are not designed for FPV. But sorry, that's just not good enough when this thing is designed for FPV. And I don't think it's the way it's being packed. Because, oh, I tell a lie, this was probably the one component that was not wrapped in something, which is a bit of a miss, actually. So I will get on to Jessica at AtomRC and I'll say, not good enough. You know, you need to pack that better. I'm not sure, actually, whether I will use that or not. Anyway. So, but what FPV gear am I going to put into it? I'm going to be putting, I think, DJI 03. 04 just came out just recently, and my friend Jason's got an 04 already, FPV camera. But what we do like to do these days when we're flying FPV is to have the ability to move the camera, to pan and to tilt. And even more better is if, when I'm wearing the goggles, that when I move my head, the camera follows the action that you've done with your head. So when I look to the left, I'm going to be looking at the cockpit to the left. And when I look up, the camera moves up. And how does it do that? It's basically through use of a gimbal. And this is what I got the other day from my friends at Banggood. Because up till now, there hasn't been you have to 3D print a gimbal, but just come onto the market is the XK Robot 3-axis C20T gimbal, and I think these guys actually make it for Cadex, but now they've actually come out with a version for DJI 03, which is fantastic because this is always going to be much better than using a 3D printed thing, which you can get from AtomRC. The flight control, the video transmitter, and the camera goes in here, and it can basically pan and tilt the camera. So you don't have to worry about it. You're flying around and you can just move around as you would if you were actually sitting in the cockpit. Right. Okay, so that was a very quick unboxing of the new AtomRC Beluga. I'm going to be hopefully building that tomorrow. I'm really hoping to have it ready, if not for Sunday, then early next week, and I can film that and give you my first impressions of this new leading edge FPV platform. So thanks for watching. That's it for this short broadcast. I'll be doing more of this since I've got more time and more. I'm 100% dedicated to Essential RC now. It's what I enjoy doing. It's about time, since I've been doing this for nearly 20 years. RC is really my thing, and especially flying FPV. So thanks for watching. Please comment. Please click thumbs up if you enjoy what I do on Essential RC. And if you're not already, then please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Push me closer to the million. What I got 820,000 followers so far, which is an incomprehensible number of people to be following my channel. I can't really get my head around the number of people that do. But officially, thanks very much for following my journey on RC. I've been doing it since I was a young kid, and and have gone through, you know, really the dawn of using electric motors and lithium polymer batteries and NiCad batteries before that, when that's really when I started getting into RC big time. So I've gone through a lot of the technology and enjoy using it. So thanks again. Have a great weekend, everyone, and stay in touch. Cheers. Take care. Bye.